emotions that is sure to connect with the reader. Confronted by various gates during the passage of time, a person must confront difficult decisions that are filled with all sorts of peril in order to gain a greater perspective as to what life has intended. To discover one's ultimate purpose is both a frightening and exciting in the same moment, and yet to deny such possibility because of fear over the unknown is like compromising the soul's destiny beyond mere existence. I give you Ken Westdorp.
Thank you very much, Lynn. That was a wonderful introduction. And I'm so glad to be a part of Arts for All the first year. And I'm especially glad to attend Fleetwood Library because I have a special secret to tell you about. Here in this community center is where I met my wife, Ardita, at a dance class. We fell in love. Shortly thereafter, married and winning bliss and all that lovely stuff. And part of it is in this book. So, I'd like to, with your permission, to begin with the poem A Mother's Love. And that is on page 2, I believe. So, A Mother's Love. I thank you so much for bringing me forth in life, nurturing me through gestation, ensuring my eventual birth. In childhood, I suckled your breasts, gaining strength and further development. Within your arms, I found love and comfort from the loneliness. You taught me understanding and encouraged my dreams. When I was ill or injured, you aided in my recovery. During times of family squabbling, you sheltered me from the storm. Acting on my behalf, you helped keep the family intact. At times, I would abuse your love, subjecting it to teenage rage. The terrible names I called you, torturing you in awful ways. How fortunate to have you as a mother, with all the trouble I put you through. I know I don't say it often enough, but you're my best friend in the world. I originally wrote that as a Mother's Day gift to my mother, and it's since been revised. And it just tells the special connection I have with my mother. For the next poem, I'd like to read. It's called Steps. And this poem is basically about the steps we go through as we grow older from childhood onto adulthood. Cautious fumbling upon unknown terrain, stumbling strides inch farther along. Childhood foolishness breaks new ground. Monumental challenges conquer without hesitation. Restrictions enforced limit bounds of exploration. Instructional guidance forces individual compliance. Government controls cease political protest. Commercial enterprises monopolized by a few. Spirits dwindle. Compliance takes hold. On page 9, we have weak. Weak is about being weak as a child, about being bullied both at school and by my father, about the expectations of society places on the male as being strong and protector, especially during my generation, about not showing much emotion. And I just try to describe that in this poem. Strength and bravery fractured by humanity, understanding beneath a hardened shell, weak yet courageous to demonstrate emotions, bold and unafraid of lurking darkness, vulnerable to attachments tugging at the heart, legendary heroics and physical bravado, conscious objectors who negotiate peace, a powerful warrior ready to do battle, defender of innocence with little regard to self, dedicated soldier to justified cause, defiant in righteousness, protecting the sacred, steadfast commitment beneath human frailty, a true believer grounded by compassion, resilient to adversity, grounded by understanding, riddled by imperfection, empowered with salvation. Mere mortal heroes, challenging insurmountable odds, champions of the oppressed, taking a stand. Ordinary people making the ultimate sacrifice. And I think we're all old enough to remember a character named Mr. Rogers. And the next poem is dedicated to him. It's entitled Childhood Mentor. Farewell, gentle soul, who nurtured generations. A childhood mentor who instilled love. Despite political and civil unrest, he remained true. Among the neighborhood, such memorable characters as Speedy Delivery and King Friday, to name but a few. Without fail, you were there, Mr. Rogers, less sophisticated than his contemporaries, loved by all, the boys and girls who tuned in each morning. A welcome smile with a gentle voice of absolute warmth. Beyond there awaits a magical place. Though now gone, your influence will remain. And for the next one, it's called Middle Child on page 15. And being the middle child of four, both me and my sister